and Alejandro, on their own, as participants in this course, found each other and did a poetry exercise that they shared stanzas back and forth and created this beautiful piece of poetry that they're dedicating and was inspired by our own Dr. Danny Friedland. And so we are actually going to be recording this piece to send to him with your poem. So if you two wouldn't mind reading your poem together, we'll be sending this to Dr. Danny this week.
I just want to say hi to all the possibilitarians in MEA land. It's a pleasure.
It's a great name.
When Alejandro and I finished our Pass the Poem, we had a phone conversation. And it turned out we were inspired by the same two things, by all of you and by Dr. Danny. And Dr. Danny shows us a new way to look at love. And when he held the hourglass and he turned it on its side and he showed us infinity. And although we have never met him, we will never forget his teaching stories, his wisdom, and his loving spirit, which is inside of us. So we dedicated our poem to him to say thank you.
So I guess I'll just start. And again, we invite you to close your eyes like you're in Space Mountain if you want to, but you can keep them wide open. And I'll just start with the title of the poem is Then Pours In.
In the midst of dozens of journeys, slivers of blue light birth halos. Naming the unnamed, clocks vibrate and whisper now.
When and who were you before this time? Why and how did you start to gather yourself? In this moment, you are every age you have ever been. It is your wisdom that illuminates your essence from then to now.
In the mist, cobwebs of crystallized thoughts, dewdrops, pearls glisten, dangle, and beckon, incandescent spiders whisper. You have been taught to fear when your birthright is to love now.
Your first sense was sound. As you grew into darkness, the sound of a heartbeat made you then feel alive. External voices will still haunt you to crawl back into shadows, but you have been called to open your eyes to bring forth your light from then to now.
Spinning your alchemistic ash into silken threads, you weave a gold work shawl covered in budding vines and seedling green leaves. Protected, you wander forth in the labyrinth of infinite elements, heeding your sage whispers now.
Nesting eggs, mother nurtures, nature beckons, fly away. Fluttering jitters, anxious flapping, venture waiting, infancy fading. Unconscious instinct thrusting towards unknown understanding. Every creature on purpose, moving time, singing solos in a symphony, tick tock. From why we came to who we are, to when we will transform. We all pass through that hourglass pinch of time. Are we running out of life or pouring love into others, compressing sand into radiant brilliance? When? How about now?
And then?
And then try again.
Now and then again?
Until then stops pouring in.
You brought a tear to my eye.
I know. Oh, beautiful, you two. Beautifully read, beautifully done.